Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placement. Let's get into it. So the first card, Taurus, you have today is Jolly Jellyfish. And it further says acceptance, faith and transparency. Further down it says fluid form floating in the sea. Release my doubts and let me shine. So are you doubting something? Do you doubt yourself or you doubt your path, Taurus, right now? I feel that you need to be more confident, have faith in how things are unfolding for you. Taurus energy, second house, it's all about creating solid foundations. But I feel that if you don't stress about how things are unfolding, you'll be able to do better, perform better. You know, it's just like the market, it's just like, for example, I'll give you some financial example because Taurus energy is more, it's like finances and agriculture, nature, land, and things like that. So if you're in a financial industry, and that's where this energy actually, it manifests itself in the sense that if you're working for some investment firm or any other financial company, there's always our market. Market is always volatile. It's unpredictable at all times. But those companies, they have faith in their own processes. Yes, sometimes they fail, but for the most part, they trust their people. They trust the process. They trust the strategies they have in place. And they communicate that very transparently. They keep it transparent for the most part to all of the clients so as to build their trust. And they do have a lot of trust. Like even though the market does go up and down, but nobody stops investing in mutual funds and things like that, right? So there is a certain level of transparency and trust that people have in the financial institution. So along those same lines, and if you look at the jellyfish in its own self does not have a heart or a brain, or even the bones, but they're thriving, right? So the features, the things that we feel are most necessary for foundation, but the example of the jellyfish, it doesn't have brain, heart, or bones that we would think are the most essential ingredients for a strong foundation. But then this jellyfish thrives all the time. So just go with the flow, Taurus, and release any kind of expectations, like how things should work out and what the outcome should be. You'll be much happy and much satisfied if things will shape up the way they need to. Now, in terms of land and ground, because Taurus energy is always related to nature, you're ruled by Venus. And the major arcana of that is the Empress, which is all about nature, a huge connection to nature. And of course, with the current planetary alignments, which is Jupiter and Gemini, Gemini is third house energy, which is learning, growing, adapting. It's air. Gemini is air, and you are your earth. And then with the Uranus in Taurus, there is shifts and changes, moving outside of a comfort zone, doing the unconventional would be the theme here. So I do feel that some of you might be doing things that are unconventional, not done in your family or in your community. Most importantly, transparency would be at the core of it, Taurus, because the energy is asking you to be completely transparent, and jellyfishes are completely transparent. We can see through the jellyfish, right? There's nothing hidden. We can see what's inside it and what's on the other side. So transparency would be very much needed from you, no matter which company or whichever area of your life you're working on. I'm also getting a lot of nature vibes, which means that you might be into cultivating, or this is also agriculture energy. Like people might be working and this, inventing practices or applying practices to get better harvests. Or this could be just going out in the nature and enjoying time, because jellyfish is water animal. So water is emotions. Our body is made of water. So you might be, and it's also about being happy, because jellyfish is like a happy, jolly energy in the deepest of the oceans. So being happy with the deepest of your emotions, emotionally grounded, Maybe you're doing some yoga practices to ground your emotions and have that inner calm and peace so that your soul is happy. You might be into spiritual practices or some, yogic practices or meditation or retreats, going out there in the nature and things like that. I also feel that, some of you might be into building communities and coming together where you're having more stronger connections with people that vibe with you, more deeper connections, not superficial connections, but it could be that you're trying to build communities around, your similar-minded people. Another thing what I'm getting is that agriculture is coming through very strong. More than, agriculture and also eco-friendly practices. Some of you might be into eco-friendly practices, Taurus, like, like plastic, creating something as an alternative. So if you are into those businesses, of course, their transparency would be at the forefront of it, because where you're sourcing your raw materials, how you're producing it, and all of that, all the ethical business practices need to be in place for the consumers to have trust in those companies, especially if you're just starting up entrepreneurially. Next you have is the forest light, and it says beginning a new cycle. Absolutely. I mean, look at the picture. This picture, it actually looks like a macaron. The sun looks like a macaron. So you might be storing up something related to food or baking, even agriculture, growing oranges or vegetables on your own land, or might be opening some, farm to market kind of businesses. You might be investing into that, something which is eco-friendly. You definitely are starting something new, Taurus, because I feel that something that because there is like a nest over here and therefore eggs, and there's a birdie that's waiting for it to hatch. So I feel that you've already sown the seeds for something, and now it's time for you to get the harvest. And I feel that this is going to be something long-term that you have probably invested into. And now you're just waiting on the return, just like this bird is waiting for those eggs to hatch, and it could happen any time now. So I do feel that newer cycles could be economic cycles that are starting off right now, maybe in terms of your finances, your harvest coming in, your abundance coming in. This could also be, I don't know, I'm getting a lot of nature and farming vibes from your prior card. Also, I got the same vibes, and with the jellyfish also, and I'm getting this with the first light as well. You might be into nature or agriculture or food production of some kind, or maybe you're just focusing on healthy food and starting new cycles with your health on your health front. I'm also getting a kind of a picture where you're connecting more with people. It could be building new friendships or building communities. You could be into building towns, or like people coming together where they have the farmers market. It's something like that. Where people come together with new businesses, creating unique stuff and selling out there, very cultural vibes. And there's a lot of cultural events that are going on over there, something that connects the community, that kind of a renewal energy. So I'm definitely getting community renewals, and I'm also getting in terms of your harvest. So the money, the returns for your work, you might not have seen that before, but I feel it might be coming through right now for you, Taurus. But new beginnings can be in any area. This could be like since you're Taurus, my focus is going towards land and architectural projects. You might be into that. You might be creating structures or foundations for yourself that are innovative, that are different, that will that will endure and go along, they will last a long time. And doing things very responsibly in different ways, which I feel that a lot of people now are more cautious about the practices they use, they embrace for any kind of businesses or stores, which is more environmental friendly, more natural, organic. There's organic soaps, organic foods. There's more emphasis on natural things. So you might be, that's the new cycles also I'm getting, where the community as a whole is moving towards earth-done products, taking care of environment and being respectful of each other and the environment, and focusing on better eating habits, on using the right products, on being very mindful, to be connected with the community and having good exercise routines, and focusing on health, and of course, doing the work that brings in the harvest and stability. So it's that kind of an energy with this renewals in cycles. Next source you have is number 29, which is open intuition, and it says further seek clarification. So the number 29, it breaks down to 11. That number is coming through prominent here for you. Could be significant, doesn't have to be. Open intuition. I look at the picture. The picture is like very cosmos, very otherworldly, right? And if you see there's a third eye and there's eyes all over, and this person also looks like half man, half human being, half kind of natural, tribal or something like that. Kind of shaman, like the shaman who are able to communicate with the otherworldly voices and nature and things like that. So it could be that, Taurus, you are connected spiritually, highly spiritual person, trusting your instincts, trusting your gut feeling. Or maybe you have hunches about things, and then it kind of, you look for validation, like, am I feeling it right? So you dig in deep and you see that, yeah, my hunches were right. So where you kind of connect your otherworldly wisdom or your spiritual wisdom or your gut feelings with this logic. So you're trying to tap into the universal wisdom and also our own wisdom, because we're all built with inner GPS that tells us what's right, what's wrong. And sometimes you get those hunches and gut feelings that somehow conveys that things are right or things are wrong. But when we feel it in the practical world, it kind of validates our hunches, right? That, yeah, I was right about it. So you might be in that spirit as well. But I also feel, again, I'm getting we're all getting more conscious, universal consciousness is growing. And that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting, that we're all kind of having some spiritual practices or into retreats or healing, body healing, holistic living. There's also a lot of sound baths that people have to where they can, align their chakras, feel more connected with the universe, have more intuitive insights for their own lives. So you could be, into some kind of spiritual practices like that, or you could be using some, like we have those incense sticks that allow us to connect better with ourselves and the universe and the sources, the angels and all of that. So you could be embodying that, or you could be inviting those energies into your daily practices. I'm also getting a lot of, again, connected to the universe, energy, ethics, and being very transparent. What is right, what's wrong, doing the right thing, it's like sometimes when we're out there, trying to gather information, and sometimes, and nowadays actually there's a lot of tools that analyze the data for us, so that help us understand things better. So something like that, where you're able to connect those abstract thoughts and gut feelings into something practical for yourself. Maybe you feel something, you get a download, or you get just a insight into it, and suddenly you see that happening. So that could be it. And that happens when we're constantly evolving spiritually. Those are the kind of insights and deja vus that we have in our lives. That's spiritual growth. So I do feel that you're growing spiritually. And the last card for today you have is the Fool. This is Major Arcana. And you see here, there is a person, again, she is reading cards. So you could be into spiritual businesses. There are dolls out here hanging. So you could be into creating something on the spiritual front. This could be like you're creating some charms or some chakra related stuff, or essential oils that help connect us deeply with our spiritual practices and things like that. But I feel that there's something going on in general with the Taurus collective, where you are coming up with unique ideas, shifting up things, and even though there is uncertainty, is it going to work or not, the community or the collective Taurus is moving towards, something which is novelty or something that has not been done before, breaking free from traditional practices. And you have the wisdom, because Hul is like the start of a journey, but I feel that, it's already completed a cycle. So there were experiences that you had that taught you a lot, and you have grown, you're wiser than you were yesterday. So I feel that you're ready to embark on this new journey, even though things might not be, visible right now, but you have a vision. Things might not show up or they might not be fully aligned, but I feel that, if you take this journey, which I feel you are ready to leap into, unknown territory. And that's, the first thing, having faith in the universe, knowing that you will land at the right place, even though there might be some risks, but I feel those are calculated risks for the most part. I feel that you already analyzed those risks and you're still ready to make that leap forward. You're ready to march forward. Some of you could be trying out different things in terms of your looks appearances. It could be food industry that you're trying to shift up things. Maybe you have restaurants and you're trying to shift up the menu, or maybe you are shifting up things that you are consuming. It could also be, I'm also getting a lot of traditional practices, something connected to the universe. Again, the tarot readers, all about energy, working with energy, and you can work with energy in 1,000 different ways. You could be healers, you could be chakra aligners, or you could be just incorporating spiritual practices in your own life that guide you. Things that have not been done before, because, tapping into spirituality and chakra and all of that is evolving. We still don't have 100,000% information on it. There's no new research every day that we can tap into this quantum mechanics. And there's so many researches that are going on in regards to tapping into natural, into nature, the voices, the frequencies, the sound bags and chakras, and so much that is happening right now. There are so many things that are being researched and applied and used. So something like you and Taurus, I feel that you are definitely trying something new, something which is not conventional, or something which your family did not take to before, is something that you're doing right now. And I feel that when we are able to break free from those traditional practices or identities, we are able to, we are able to take the forward movement like the fool. We're able to move forward, take that leap, despite of the fears that we have. But knowing that the universe got our back, we're able to transform things, change things, create things that are different. But at the same time, I feel that whatever you are working on, whether that's a business project or even in your personal life, I feel this is something that will go for a long, long time. It's going to be a long-term thing for you. So Taurus, those were your messages. These being messages are general. I'll apply differently in your lives. Let me know in the comments how these energies are playing out so that I can connect better with the tribe here at Amaranth. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.